They called it the Ember Expedition because it carried the last embers of a world that had burned too long. When the oceans receded and the cities learned to sleep under dust, the nations of Earth did something they had never done before. They pooled their memory, their music, their seeds, and their brightest hopes into a single covenant. From that covenant came a ship, vast as a mountain and gentle as a cradle, named Caldera. Captain Mira Solace stood at its rail the evening before launch. Her hands carried the marks of weather and years. Her voice the quiet that comes from faithful keeping. She did not promise immortality. She promised remembrance. Inside Caldera, 1,000 compartments hummed with life. Libraries stitched into crystal, orchards folded into sealed domes, and, most precious, the blueprints for the Ascension engine, a device, theoretical until now, able to coax dying planetary magnetospheres back into breath. It was a technology of patience, slow geometry, careful resonance, an instrument made to coax a wounded world to stand again. The Ember Expedition's goal was precise and human. Find Lumen Wells, places where cosmic currents pooled, where a well-placed ascension engine could begin a slow ecological healing. These wells were mapped in fragments, myth-like cartography, ancient probes with dead batteries, celestial songs hummed by astronomers long gone. They existed beyond the old charts, scattered through dark gulfs where only faith and calculation could point a ship. As Caldera ignited and left Earth's tattered blue behind, families watched on screens. Children clapped. Elders held photographs. Mira felt the weight of all these small things and stored them in her pocket, a paper fragment of a score, a pressed leaf, a recording of a child's laughter. She would carry them forward like talismans. The first month at transit was clean and cruel. Stars slid past in long, indifferent lines. Caldera's crew learned the ship as one learns an instrument, by breath, by touch, by finding the rhythm together. Engineers became storytellers, botanists were guardians, pilots learned lullabies. Then, beyond the mapped coordinates, the nav array lit with a raw, stubborn blip, an anomaly the archival maps had only hinted at in a faded note, a shadow of gravitational folding that could be a lumen well if one were brave enough to test its pulse. The crew argued, measured, and then, as human history often does in crisis, chose courage. Mira stood before the bridge and said in the soft voice she kept for the children's watch, "We are not alone in wanting to be saved. We go as caretakers, not conquerors. We go to listen." Caldera leaned into the fold. Lights trembled. Outside, the dark whispered. Inside, the last embers of Earth held fast to one another.